But here we are, because a child of God who carried his power humbly brought us together on a cold night in November.
The passing of Dr. Sarvela came as a shock to the community and campus. Father Joseph Brown gave the reflection on his life and impact on the university at the visitation.
If he had hope to come to work in whatever condition he was in, we have no less an obligation than to listen to him and do what the students just said. Learn from his example and do what he knows we can do.
Dr. Sarvela was known to have a deep love for SIUC campus and show it through his actions.
People knew Paul loved this university and knew that whatever action he took, whatever decision he made, whether somebody agreed with it or not, that what he did was going to be in the interest of SIU Carbondale because he spent his life and career here and had invested in that.
Dr. Sarvela held many positions in his almost 3 decades with SIUC, including professor, department chair, dean, and vice president for academic affairs. He was appointed as interim chancellor in July and made a positive impact in his short time in the position.
Oh, he was very much involved, and he worked as hard as anyone I've run across. He was very involved in looking at some changes on the campus, really when he started this summer to provide a reset to campus operations. So I think the challenge is to make sure that we work as a campus to continue making progress on these changes that he had started.
Greg Rose served on various committees with Dr. Sarvela over the years and took note of his leadership traits.
He had 2 really prominent characteristics. The first was that he was an excellent listener. So instead of trying to, sort of interrupt and interpose his agenda, he would just sit and quietly listen. Secondly, you knew that he was fair and honest.
SIU President Randy Dunn says that Dr. Sarvela's absence will impact the entire campus.
Whether you talk about his involvement with students, his connection to his discipline, he was still very much a scholar in his field. The leadership he provided, he was just all over this campus. So when you lose someone who's had that level of involvement, you feel it, and that's certainly the case today at SIU Carbondale.
That connection was felt across the campus, bringing many people to his visitation to pay their condolences to his family.
We came here, each bringing a piece of love and attentiveness and concern to speak to the family and to speak to each other and to let our sigh go up to heaven.
And as a final tribute to Dr. Sarvela, the Polka Dogs, a band he formed, gave a performance in his memory.
1, 2, 1, go!